Halloween Ends. Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bright Young Sessions. So today I wanted to give it a few days, maybe a week, and it's been about that since Halloween Ends came out. I've seen it twice, once on Peacock and once in theaters, and this is kind of like my rant video, I guess. Also, I'll be talking about what I would have done personally now that the trilogy is over for this Halloween series. What I would have done. So we'll be talking about that. So just first things first, I want to let everybody know that this will contain spoilers. So if you've not seen Halloween Ends yet and you want to or plan to, it's probably best to come back to this video after you see the movie. But if you've already seen it or you don't care to see it, maybe you've already heard things from other reviews, then yeah, this is going to be a video that you'll want to check out. I'm very disappointed with this movie. I grew up a huge Halloween fan. I think the first time I seen Halloween, which was the original, 1978, I would probably say like 5 years old. Like I was super young. Now obviously at that age you don't remember every single detail, every single thing, but there were definitely things that stood out to me about that movie when I saw it for the first time. And me growing up, I was always Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers. Those were my two favorites. I would always watch those when it came to horror movies. So fast forward 30 years later, we're here now in this moment, and I've always been a huge Michael Myers fan, as you can kind of tell. But man, this movie was very disappointing. There's only been a few Halloween movies that have really, really, really disappointed me over the years, and this is by far up there. I had really high expectations, I honestly did. I do have a Halloween Ends trailer reaction video that I posted. That was supposed to be the only thing that I did see from this movie, but unfortunately there were some things that came up that I would see, like little trailers and stuff on TV, like during like a football game or a TV show I was watching. And so I unfortunately did see some other trailers, but nothing and anything that I saw, including that teaser trailer, ever pointed or hinted at that there was going to be very little Michael Myers in this movie. Like Halloween 2018, I was so freaking excited when the movie came out, just because not only were we getting a new Halloween movie for the first time, like a real Halloween movie for the first time in like 20 years, just, man, that movie actually turned out pretty good. I really enjoyed that Halloween 2018. Now, Halloween Kills was a little bit of a letdown, but there was still a lot of good parts in it. I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed it. And for Halloween Ends, I felt like, man, this crew, the director, like, they're probably going to see, mistakes that they made and learn from it and make a better movie. Like, I honestly felt that way. And so going into Halloween Ends, I had high expectations. Now what we ended up getting was opposite of that, and I wish I would have, I don't know, filmed a reaction to me watching that movie or something, because I basically was like so just like unbelievably shocked at what we got. Hopefully I'm not rambling on too much, but so first thing is, I was very disappointed. The advertisements, like the trailers, nothing ever pointed at it being what we ended up getting. Like they made it seem like it was going to be the end of the Laurie and Michael saga, and we got barely any of that. Like the first hour, and this movie is like right under 2 hours. The first hour was just super pointless stuff. Like there was no, this movie didn't feel like Halloween at all. And I'm not talking about like Halloween the movie franchise, I'm meaning the Halloween the holiday. Like it didn't feel anything like that. Like yeah, they had like some costume party they went to and stuff, but it just, like, I didn't get the Halloween vibe in this movie at all. And we didn't see, like, I don't know, like any trick-or-treating like from kids. It just didn't feel like a Halloween vibe. And so that was one thing I was really disappointed about. And then yeah, like no, like barely any Michael Myers in it. It wasn't a true closing chapter to me for Laurie and Michael, you know. I'll get to what I want to say later about what I would have done in this trilogy, but let me know what you guys think. Feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Like, I don't know, I guess there probably are some people that really do enjoy this movie. I have heard some people out there saying that they do like it, but for me, it's just like taking a Friday the 13th movie and taking Jason out of Camp Crystal Lake, like New York or in space. Oh wait, we already did that. But you get the point. Like, those movies did not feel like a Friday the 13th movie, and this did not feel like a Halloween movie. It was just, man, so disappointing. It's like you go to watch a movie expecting something it's supposed to be, and it is something completely opposite. So yeah, barely any Michael Myers. And what we did see of Michael Myers was god awful. At least, you know, up until like the ending piece, you know, when he finally goes into the house where Laurie's at and gets his mask back. That was like the only time I felt like it was truly really Michael Myers. The stuff we've seen before that of Michael Myers was, wow, like really bad. If anybody out there knows, you know, there's other YouTubers that are huge Halloween fans that talk about this stuff all the time. Like We Watched the Movie or Dave McCrae. One of Dave McCrae's videos that I watched, he was saying how they portrayed or handled Michael Myers very poorly, and I 100% agree with that. Like, when they showed Corey basically beating Michael Myers' ass and then taking his mask, like, what the hell are we watching? Like, it was just, I don't understand whose decision this was to do this and whose idea it was. I just, they just basically just made Michael Myers like a bitch, you know, pretty much. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. So yeah, there was that I wanted to point out. And also, what's up with Corey, like having these Michael Myers moments, you know, like halfway in and out of a bush, looking at Laurie through the window, like Michael did in Halloween 1. Also, when Corey does get the, you know, Michael mask and goes around acting like a Michael Myers and doing Michael Myers-ish things, like, is it just supposed to be coincidence? Because I mean, the way they did it was just right in your face, like he's Michael Myers Jr. Like, how does he know these things from a character standpoint, you know? It just didn't make any sense to me. It was very strange, very odd. Corey's literally doing like Michael Myers things that aren't like documented or anything, so how does he know to do those things? The ending was very cut short. I didn't like the ending with Michael and Laurie's battle at the end. It was just very too short. No like chasing or anything like that. Yeah, it was just, I know it probably sounds like I don't have anything good to say about this movie, but I'll get to that in a little bit. One of the main things that I asked myself, was this the plan all along when David Gordon Green and everybody involved was like, hey, let's remake Halloween, let's continue on with the first movie and make it a trilogy. Oh, by the way, at the very end, we're going to do something way opposite of what Halloween is. Like, I'm very curious if this was a plan all along, or was this kind of like a panic button thing where they knew they had to make a third movie and were like, oh shit, what do we do? Like, they didn't have a plan going into it, maybe. Who knows? I'm very curious about that, though. Maybe they'll talk about that in the commentary for the Blu-ray, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the story it definitely wasn't fit for a Halloween movie, but I felt like this could have been something that you would have done opposed to Michael Myers' story. You know, them talking about how evil is contagious and stuff. I felt like, yeah, that would have been something that you could have done post this movie. Would I have liked to seen that and have the Halloween name involved with that? Maybe. I can't say right off the bat. I'm kind of leaning towards no. It was definitely not fit for this movie at all. So I already mentioned the Michael Myers getting his ass beat thing. That was like I remember watching this movie and being like, what are we watching? Like, what am I watching? Am I watching a love story or a comedy? Like, I just don't know what I'm watching. It was just so, I was so confused as I was watching this movie. Some of the choices they made is, there's no like suspense, no real scares. Like, I know now that I'm older, it's really hard to scare me in a movie. It's very rare that I ever get scared in movies, but I don't feel like this one didn't even try. Oh, the scenes that I did enjoy, there were a couple. The scene where Corey is killing the kids in the junkyard, I thought was actually a good scene. That was cool. Even though it wasn't Michael Myers on screen, it felt like it was Michael Myers, so that was cool. I just don't know why. I just wish they would have just done something. Yeah, I'll get to that point later. But basically, that scene was pretty cool. You know, the kills were cool. The shots they're cool. There's one shot where the girl's she's like looking up because she's trapped underneath the gate, and you know, you see Corey come into frame as Michael Myers, and like that shot was cool. Like, I like that shot. I like the shot at the end where the tow truck is driving off in the distance. That felt very Halloween 4-ish to me, with Michael driving off in the in the mechanic's truck. It felt very Halloween 4 to me, the way they shot that, and I thought that was very cool. I like that a lot. I wish this movie had a lot more cool things like that. Good things for me to say, basically. Also, the scene where Michael Myers kills the nurse, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, even with Corey in the scene, like, I thought the whole thing was cool, where she, you know, is looking for the doctor, and she goes outside, and in the background, you're like, oh shit, like, is someone getting killed? Like, you don't know who it is because it's very dark, and you're like, oh shit, is like Michael just going apeshit on somebody right now? Like, I mean, you know, it's a doctor getting killed, but can't really tell because it's very dark in the background. But then I forgot if she turns the light on, if it's like a motion light, something comes on, and it's Corey, and he has his like scarecrow mask. But yeah, that shot was really cool. I like that a lot. And then the nurse goes inside the house and locks herself up. You know, she's focused on Corey, like, she's like, oh shit, like, what the hell's going on? She's kind of like panicking, and then all of a sudden a sliding door from behind opens up, and it's Michael. Like, that was pretty badass. I like that a lot. And then, you know, obviously he kills her in a very 1978 ish way. But yeah, that scene was pretty badass. I like that scene a lot. So those are the two things that I did like about this film. So not all negative. Yeah, what's up with Michael Myers hulking up? Like, when I saw that, I was like, now I understand, like, it's been 4 years. He probably hasn't done a lot of killing. I know that they showed him, and he was kind of like, I don't know, like, he's very hunched over and stuff. And you know, I can understand, like, him killing somebody got that feeling back. Like, he was like, you know, excited in a sick and twisted way. Hulking up like that, like shaking and shit, like, I don't know, just the way they did it was very strange. And this, I don't know if I would necessarily say it's like a negative thing, because it wasn't like ultra negative. I think him being like hunched over and stuff was like, I don't know, a very bad decision by the director's part or whoever's part. Yeah, I don't know, just the hulking up thing was very strange. I can understand why, you know, but the conclusion, what I would have done for this trilogy. Before I get to that, actually, I want to say, if I ever show anybody, like if I'm showing somebody Halloween for the first time, I would not show them this movie. Like, there's no point in showing them this movie at all. Like, you can literally end it on Halloween 18 and be like, that's the end, you know? Because, yeah, the way that they end it, you know, you can just say, oh yeah, that's the end. And then if anyone says like, oh, but, you know, like at the end shot, like Michael's gone, like, you know, you can just say like, oh yeah, just like Halloween 1978, you don't know what happened, you know, just kind of leave it on a cliffhanger, you know. Yeah, I would not show anybody this movie at all. If I was showing them like Halloween, like someone's like, oh yeah, show me Halloween, you know, like, I would just act like this movie doesn't exist, basically. So my conclusion, what I would have liked to have seen or have them do for this trilogy is basically end this trilogy with Halloween 2018. Now you would have to change some things up, but for the first, I would say for the first movie, which would be Halloween 2018, I would rather have had, you know, Michael escaping, like have all that stuff be normal, but instead of Laurie being like paranoid and all that stuff, have her be how she was like in Halloween Ends, where she's kind of living like a normal life with her granddaughter and daughter and stuff like that. Like, just, you know, maybe have her talk about, like, maybe have her do like the interview thing with like they did with the podcast, but it'd be like in a normal setting where she's like living a normal life and stuff, and she can just talk about it without having like these PTSD like, you know, issues and stuff like that. So yeah, have Michael escape, show him like going around being Michael Myers, you know, somehow in the movie to where it leads into Halloween Kills. So you're gonna have Halloween Kills be how it is. I'm just kind of like going off the top of my head here. At the end, Michael Myers is, you know, the one left standing, killing Laurie's daughter. Can't think of what her name is. But have everything play out like that. Maybe except for a few things like, you know, like the whole like town going mob ape shit and stuff like that. Maybe cut that stuff out. But and then you end Halloween Ends basically how they ended Halloween 2018. You know, Halloween Ends, you could have had Laurie be like the PTSD Laurie, where she's like, you know, bought a house, she's just setting up all these booby traps and shit. Michael Myers hasn't been seen for 4 years. You know, that would have made way more sense. Like, because if you think about it, like in Halloween 1978, like yeah, she goes through what she goes through, but I don't know if it causes enough on her life to be the way she was in 2018. Everyone knows he's out there somewhere. Then you have Laurie be the way she is with this booby traps and the paranoia and basically training in her backyard. Like that would have made so much more sense. So I think you could have done that with Halloween Ends, and then have it end, you know, eventually in the house. Then they do the booby trap thing, the hand blowing off thing, you know, the fire, setting the fire, and, you know, maybe have Allison and Laurie be the two left standing with Michael burning in the basement. Then you show what they ended up showing with him looking up, and then eventually they go back to the basement and Michael's gone, and you're like, oh shit, like, you know, you could have ended that on that. And I think that would have been a great ending for the trilogy, you know. Allison and Laurie get picked up by, you know, a random person driving by, and I think that's what I would have done with the trilogy. Like, obviously now that it's said and done, let me know what you guys think. I think that's it for this video. I will be doing a ranking of all the Halloween films, including this one, Halloween Ends. I'll be ranking all of them. I'm gonna try to get that out around Halloween time, so I think that'd be a really cool video. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe so you can get the notifications, and share this video, like it if you do like it, comment down below. I mean, I'd love to make a discussion with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything that I left out, or, you know, anything like that, like, I'll be on the lookout for comments. And so to the Halloween community, the horror community, this is Brett Young signing off, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.